Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Sorry for not coming out with the video sooner, but my wife was out of town for a week, so I had to watch my son. I thought I'd make a short video because I see all the warning signs. I see a lot of the delusional, toxic bulls coming out of the woodwork. And what I mean by that is all these, these engagement baiters, these guys on Elon's nutsack trying to get him to like repost or retweet one of their posts. And it happens every time the sentiment around Tesla stock price and the company is on the up and up. Guys, shit, red alert. There's a signal, there's a short-term top signal that never fails. And what happened? Kimbal Musk filed with the SEC that he's about to unload 91,000 shares, which is like $30 million. But I know we're all excited. If you're a Tesla holder, like you're excited about finally getting some profits, but guys got to be very wary or be cautious moving forward because it never fails. Kimbal Musk, except for the one time before the election, it's been a sell signal every fucking time. And people want to argue, oh, they're pre-planned sales. It goes back to what I've been saying before. Like some people call it tinfoil hat, but everything is by design. They know where the price is going to be and where it's going well in advance. Pick a target and stick with it. And it's different for everyone. If you're just a long-term holder, truly a long-term holder, you don't plan on selling for decades and you want to give this to your kids, yeah, hold that shit because, overall Tesla will be up from here. But if you're in it like me for money and for profits, fuck you to all the Tesla, the toxic bulls out there saying, you should hold forever because that's bullshit. The whole point of stocks and investing is to make money, right? I don't care about fake numbers and shares on a screen. I do this to make money, put my family in a better position. I see all the warning signs. This is not my first rodeo, and I don't really want to ride the roller coaster down again. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I can already tell I'm going to sell too early, but it's okay. I have a target in my mind that I told myself a while ago I'd be happy with. And whatever happens after, fuck it, who cares? Just be cautious moving forward. Not financial advice, of course. If you notice on the weekend, he posted that on X that he's going to go back into war mode. He's going to sleep on the factory floor. He's going to step away from politics. You know why? Because it served its purpose. He made every long-term holder, he alienated the left, his customer base traditionally. They all got shook out. I can't, count the number of posts I've seen and people that have said, I'm done with Tesla. I'm done with Elon. He's a Nazi. I'm out. I've been a Tesla holder for 5, 6, 7 years, but can't take it anymore. Fuck this company. It's not a coincidence. He already knew that he could sell the most amount of his product to that ideology, the left and the Democrats, and to capture the other half of the country, because we're literally divided in half, the left and the right. Lo and behold, you have Republicans saying, oh yeah, I would consider a Tesla. Oh yeah, Elon, he's on our side. He's trying to make America great again. Doge. The Doge was a big, I hate to say it because we were all hoping it would get this fucking country on the right track. The awful government bloat spending out of control, but Doge was just smoke and mirrors. It didn't accomplish anything really because Congress has blocked every single Doge effort there's been, but it did accomplish something for Elon. It got, again, half the country to support him and say, hey, at least Elon tried. It's not his fault. And it might have been his plan all along because he probably knew long ago that Democrats are on the downturn and that Trump was going to win in a landslide. So he aligned himself early on. It started with COVID. I remember he said his pronouns are prosecute Fauci. And at the time, that was very controversial to say because that's a very, that's a hot topic back then. But it started with that, and the Democrats were always attacking him, saying he's a billionaire, he doesn't pay his fair share. He already knew. You guys pay attention. He said in a couple of tweets that, there's no way that the American auto industry and EVs in particular can compete with China. If you look at China, their EVs are really, they're on their game right now, top of their game. Like you got Xiaomi, you got BYD, NIO, and all these other players. The Chinese, say what you will, but they're so good at taking an existing product and just copying it and making it, look nicer and making it cheaper. And that's exactly what they've done with EVs. If they were to flood the auto market in the US with Chinese EVs, they'll sell like hotcakes because they're just too much value and too good for the price. Elon saw this coming a long time ago, a few years ago. So he already knew what was in store for Tesla. So he's been trying to transition. That's why he says at every earnings call, Tesla is an AI and robotics company, right? And I think now that sentiment has changed, and again, the stock market and share price, it's all about sentiment. It doesn't have to do with fucking fundamentals or that stuff most of the time. You watch what happens, like watch closely, like CNBC and all the financial news and channels and the media talking heads are all going to be like, oh, wow, maybe Tesla is not just a car company. It's an AI and robotics company. And that's going to be the catalyst for this next move up. We've been consolidating here for a while, and I'm a big skeptic of optimists. You've heard me say it already, but if it's legit, you've made it and you're a baller if you're still in Tesla and you see a robotaxi and then an optimist hops out of it delivering a package to someone's front door. Like Tesla will be over $1,000 a share if that actually comes to fruition. And at this point, I'm not going to bet against Elon. They say never bet against Elon. Look at the amount of billions of dollars he spent on all these AI computing clusters. They call it Colossus. He's not spending on that for nothing. He's not buying all these NVIDIA GPUs for the hell of it. I think they cracked the code, and FSD is only going to get better from here. And, the brand damage they like to talk about, the dwindling sales of Tesla, that doesn't matter. If Tesla comes out with a superior product and FSD is legit, everyone's going to fucking want one. And people have short memories. It's not, like, mark my words, like 6 months from now, a year from now, people are going to be like, oh yeah, remember when Elon fell off the deep end and he went super mega? Oh yeah, I forgot he did that. Oh well, whatever. But yeah, you can tell he's already taken a big step back from posting about politics. He said interviews, he's kind of done with politics. And again, it was all by design, all designed to shake the retail holder out. And I say this all the time, for every seller, there's a buyer on the other end. For all these people that said, screw Tesla, like I can't support Elon, and they sold all their Tesla shares, even the OGs. Like who was on the other end buying it? Vanguard and BlackRock. They're the number 2 and number 3 holders of Tesla. And those two companies have a lot of influence and control. So they're probably in the middle of it right now. They're gonna use all their influence and the media muscle to pump the stock because they bought at the lows, and they're gonna use every tool in their toolbox to pump it to high so they can make billions, trillions, whatever the hell you want to call it. And when they're done taking profit, they'll do it all over again. They'll start the FUD on Tesla again. They'll leave you holding the bag. So again, my message is just be cautious moving forward. Don't be in these delusional toxic bull chambers, because I already see it. I already see it in the Twitter space. You have to decide, like, if it's life-changing money for you, sell. If you need to pay off debt, sell. If you need to buy a house and you need a down payment, sell. And if you don't need the money, that's good too. Just hold that shit, because eventually stocks go up, right? So I'm the only one that's gonna tell you this to whoever's listening to this. Every other asshole is gonna tell you the extreme one way or the other. Like Tesla's going to zero, it's a fraud. Or no, Tesla's going to 2,000, Kathy Wood. It's they're both assholes. Don't listen to either of those guys. The truth is somewhere in the middle, as always. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but not enough influential people out there are telling you what I'm telling you, what you need to hear. That the stock market itself is designed to extract wealth from the working class. They control it all, even easier now through their AI and algorithms. How can we compete with that? And they play on human emotions, and they use, again, their media to cause FUD in the market to make you make irrational decisions. So, finally it's going, if you're a Tesla investor, it's going to go your way now, where they're going to do it the reverse way, where they're going to cause FOMO and excitement and greed and use that to your advantage and just take profits along the way. For me, I've kind of gotten great at catching knives and buying the dip, but I still need more discipline in taking profits. I don't care what anyone says. Profit is profit. No one ever went broke taking profits. And, you see, I think the most hated rally is about to begin, meaning, like, because you've had all these months of data saying that recession is here or it's coming, and the stock market doesn't give a shit about that. That data is cooked books anyway. Like, it's all fabricated. So they can come out with any data each month that suits their needs. Jobs numbers, yes, I'm talking about inflation data, jobs numbers, GDP. It's all fake news, fake numbers. So, yes, the most hated rally is coming. I think J Powell is going to add fuel to the fire and cut interest rates. Enjoy this rally. I'm hoping you guys get rich, because the only way they got us by the balls, and the only way out is to be rich. Other than that, I have like 6.5 years left till I can retire, and it'd be nice to retire sooner rather than later. They take our best years from us. They push the social security age. I think they're trying to push it to like what, 67 or some shit like that. It's because they know people will die, so they don't have to pay them out. They're always finding ways to dick us over. The same way as like the 401k, that was a huge grift also. That's because they wanted to get rid of pensions. So they packaged this 401k bullshit saying, "Oh, you'll be a millionaire when you retire." But again, they fail to mention that people aren't that disciplined. They're not going to be able to sock away 15% each paycheck and buy every time there's a dip and sell at the highs. They know they're going to do the opposite. They know they're not going to contribute. They know they're going to panic sell at the lows. And by the time they retire, instead of a nice pension that would let them live well, they're left with peanuts in their shitty, poorly managed, unfortunately, 401k. So everything's just a rich man's scheme, as one person I know puts it. But other than that, I wanted to just send another message. I know, like, I don't want to be too overly negative. I want to say that, there's a lot of doom and gloom out there, but try not to pay too much attention to it, because they do that on purpose. The smartphones are with us, unfortunately, 24/7, so they're going to use that, and bad news sticks with you more. So they're going to use every angle to attack our emotional, mental health and well-being. But don't forget, like, I was trying to tell someone that for all the bad stuff that's going on in the world, there's a lot of good as well. And America, say what you will about some of the things they do, they're not this white knight. They do some questionable things to maintain their position in this world. I think they're actually weaponizing the U.S. dollar right now in the economy and all that. But it's a zero-sum game. There's winners and losers, and there's a lot of people in a lot of parts of the world suffering. But in reality, we're the beneficiaries of all this, sketchy shit. If you're an American, you kind of won the cosmic lottery, the universe cosmic lottery, as I like to say. Meaning, like, you live in this age of a golden age of peace and prosperity. When all things considered, are you fighting for your life in a war? Are you getting arrows shot at your face? Were you scripted into an army? No, you're like watching YouTube on your awesome phone. You probably have a car. You're in an apartment or your house. Yeah, you might not have all the things you want, but you're living pretty good compared to most of human history. So we have to remind ourselves, don't take it for granted. You only live one life, so try not to be too down on yourself. And again, don't focus on things that are happening in the world. That humans have always been in conflict. There's always wars and suffering and unfortunately people dying, but you can't pay attention to that. Otherwise you'll drive yourself nuts. Focus on the things you can control. And I want to make this my main message. Like, you can control your health and your finances. Health is very important. If you focus on your health, you'll have better mental health, better decision making, more confidence, and it'll improve your life in all aspects. Your work, your career will probably improve, your financial decisions and the stock market, your performance in the stock market will improve. Focus on your health and finances. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to learn their game and literally just inverse the market. When people start bragging about their portfolio gains, it's time to think about selling. Yeah, I think I'll try to do more videos, and I will see you guys later. Okay. All right. Take care. See you guys.